Hello, and welcome to the Ontario Council for Technology Education's Communication and Networking SHSM certification. My name is Julie Johnston, and I'm the Specialist High Skills Major Special Assignment Teacher for the Hamilton-Wentworth District School Board, and I will be walking you through this certification. We'll begin with the overview, where this training is related to communication and networking, and it consists of 4 modules that should take approximately 3 hours. There are assessment suggestions for each module at the conclusion of training. Here, students will see 4 different module links that will take them directly to the module, or they can start by navigating using the left-hand sidebar. Teachers are also encouraged to decide which sections they need to use and which are meaningful for their students, and decide if students need to do the entire certification or if some of the certification information has already been taught in class or with other certifications. We're going to go over here to the left sidebar to start our navigation. In Module 1, students will learn about online and mass communication, which has become part of our everyday lives, and having an understanding of it will form a base for further insight into personal and business communication, social media use, and networking skills. Students click on the next section. First, they will learn about online communication and how that factors into personal communication, given some examples that they need to decide which is a private conversation, which is a business setting conversation, and also an Ignite video. Click forward to the next section. Mass communication, where students will get more information about mass communication. They will watch an example of mass communication, be asked some questions about it, and they will also be watching a video from The Atlantic that talks about how mass communication can influence people. Moving on to Module 2. Personal versus business communication, where students will develop an understanding of the differences between personal and business communication and how it's important as people navigate both their work and personal lives. We start with personal communication, where students will learn the definition of personal communication, some examples of personal communication, and decide by looking at some examples what's personal and what's business. Moving on to business communication, students will learn particularly about netiquette in this section. They'll watch a video, and they will have the opportunity to read an article and answer some questions about business communication and network. Again, over in the left-hand sidebar, clicking on Module 3. In Module 3, Social Media and Communicating with the Public, students will develop an understanding of the types of social media and the use of social media to communicate with the public professionally. Clicking on the next section. Here they will learn about social media and an online presence, social media in Canada, and have an opportunity to watch a video that explains how certain types of videos go viral on social media. Next section, communicating with the public using social media. Here students will have an opportunity to watch a video that talks about tone in social media and all communications. They will also have an opportunity to read an article and answer some questions about negative social media comments and dealing with them. Moving on to Module 4, Communication and Customers. In our ever-evolving world of communication, it has become incredibly important to learn how to successfully communicate with customers over the internet and over mass communication. The first section is developing a customer network. Here, students will listen to the first 10 minutes of a CBC podcast entitled Under the Influence. They will have also an opportunity to understand the importance of networking according to Microsoft Business Insights and Ideas. We move on to responding to customers, where they will learn some tips from Entrepreneur Magazine, read an article from 99U, and also remind themselves that sometimes the most challenging types of communication in a business setting can be the ones where we learn the most. In the assessment section, teachers are asked to decide which assessments are suited for their students, and students complete all the assessment work and submit it to their teachers. There is an assessment for Module 1, which involves looking at the difference between personal and mass communication. There is an assessment for Module 2, where students are actually asked to reply to an email in a business setting. There's an assessment for Module 3, where students watch a video about social media and communicating with the public, and then have to reply to a Twitter post. And in Module 4, students watch a video about communicating with customers and complete some work about prioritizing communications in a business setting. Finally, we have some additional resources, such as a video about providing feedback, an article from Forbes magazine, an article from the New York Times, and an article about writing awesome customer service emails. Finally, students get to the congratulations screen where they're congratulated for completing their communication and networking SHSM certification. Thank you for walking through the OCD Communication and Networking SHSM certification with me.